AITA for telling my daughter the truth about why I cut off her grandma even though it ruined their relationship? Hey Reddit, I'm writing this because for the first time in years, I feel like I might have really screwed up. I, 42M, have a daughter, Lily, 16F, who is or was incredibly close to my mother. My wife passed away 6 years ago, and since then it's just been the two of us. And my mom, in many ways, stepped in where she could, helped babysit, cooked for us sometimes, showed up to school plays and birthdays. She became this steady presence in Lily's life, but what Lily didn't know, what I never told her, was that my relationship with my mother had always been complicated. And painful. And toxic. For years, I kept that buried. I didn't want to rob Lily of a grandmother. I thought I was being the bigger person. Until I wasn't, and now, I'm wondering if I crossed a line that I can't walk back from. Let me explain. To understand why I cut my mom off in the first place, you'd have to know what it was like growing up with her. My mom, let's call her Brenda, is the kind of person who has to be in control. Everything always had to be her way, and if you stepped out of line, the consequences were swift and brutal. Not physical, though she could throw things when angry, but emotional. She was a master manipulator. When I was a kid, if I cried, she called me dramatic. If I got an A instead of an A, she told me I was lazy. She constantly compared me to other kids. Why can't you be more like Dylan? He made varsity. Kara just got a scholarship. What have you done? As a teen, I started pulling away. I stopped confiding in her. That's when the gaslighting began. She'd guilt-trip me for being ungrateful, accuse me of being cold, tell the family that I was turning into my father, who left when I was 8, and who she hated. By the time I was in college, we barely spoke. But every time I tried to confront her, she'd cry, say I was breaking her heart, and somehow, I'd be the one apologizing. Things got especially bad when I met my future wife, Erica. Brenda hated her. No reason, really, just that Erica wasn't good enough or too opinionated. She once told me Erica was controlling because she didn't like Brenda showing up unannounced. Another time, she accused Erica of alienating me from my own mother because we didn't go to Brenda's for Christmas. When Lily was born, it got worse. Brenda would criticize how we dressed her, what formula we used, how often we held her. She'd insert herself into every decision, and when we gently asked her to back off, she'd either cry or go silent for days. Then she'd reappear like nothing happened, acting like we were the crazy ones. The final straw came when Lily was 5. Erica had just been diagnosed with breast cancer, stage 3. We were terrified. We told Brenda we needed space, and that we'd reach out when we were ready for visitors. Brenda showed up anyway. With groceries, sure, but also with a list of alternative treatments she found online. She told Erica that chemo was poison and that positive thinking cured cancer. She said this in front of Lily. I asked her, no, begged her, to leave. She refused. Said I was overreacting. That I was taking my wife's side over my own mother. That night, I told her not to come back, and for a long time, she didn't. When Erica passed, Lily was only 10. I was drowning in grief. I could barely function. And Brenda, she saw an opening, she reached out. Carefully. Offered to help. Said she just wanted to support Lily. I didn't want her in our lives again, but Lily needed something, some family, some consistency. And Brenda could be charming when she wanted to be. She brought Lily gifts, took her to the zoo, helped with homework, so I made a decision. I let her back in, but only on Lily's terms. I kept my distance. I never shared anything personal. I was polite, but cold. Brenda didn't seem to mind, and for a while, things were okay. Lily adored her. They cooked together, went shopping, even did puzzles every Sunday. Lily called her Nana B. I watched it all with a knot in my stomach. I figured, maybe this time would be different. It wasn't. Over the years, I started noticing things. Subtle comments. A shift in Lily's tone. She'd say things like, Nana says I shouldn't eat too much sugar because it'll make me chubby like Mom got. Or, Nana says it's weird that you never remarried. Or, Nana says I should aim for Harvard because she would have gotten in if she had the chance. At first, I ignored it. Thought maybe I was projecting. But it got worse. Brenda started buying Lily clothes in smaller sizes to motivate her. She criticized her makeup, her hair, even said once, "You have your mom's face," but thankfully not her hips. Lily laughed it off. Said Nana was just old-fashioned. But I saw the pattern. The manipulation. The way she undermined Lily's self-esteem under the guise of help. The way she subtly tried to make Lily dependent on her praise and crushed when she didn't get it, just like she did with me. A month ago, I found Lily crying in her room. She'd gotten a B in math, her lowest grade all year, and was inconsolable. I tried to comfort her, told her it was fine, that one grade didn't define her. She said, "Nana said I shouldn't let myself slip, or I'll end up stuck here like you." I snapped. I asked, "What do you mean?" And she told me that Brenda had been telling her for years that I was a failure. That I gave up on life. That I settled for a boring job and never lived up to my potential. That I was weak. I sat there, stunned. And then I told her everything. I told her who Brenda really was. What she was like when I was a kid. What she said to Erica. How she used guilt and fear as weapons. How she twisted love into obligation. I didn't hold back. I told her I'd only let Brenda in her life because I didn't want Lily to feel alone, but that I now realized that had been a mistake. Lily didn't say much. She just nodded slowly. Then she went to bed. Since that night, she hasn't spoken to Brenda once. She won't answer her texts. She refuses to go to her house. She hasn't said it directly, but I can tell something inside her cracked, and she looks at me differently now. Not in a bad way, exactly. But with this weird mix of sadness and maybe disappointment. Last night, she finally said something, "You should have told me sooner." And I didn't have an answer. I thought I was protecting her. I thought by shielding her from the truth. I was giving her a chance to have something I never had, a loving relationship with a grandparent, but maybe I let history repeat itself. Maybe I was too passive, too afraid to confront the past. Maybe I should have put a stop to it years ago, or maybe I just did what any parent would do, try to protect their kid from pain even if it meant hiding my own. So Reddit, AITA for telling my daughter the truth about her grandmother even though it ruined their bond?